Hey guys, non-MAGA Mike here again with some more uplifting news. Not at all. Not at all. But again, I feel better after having vented this stuff out rather than keeping it in, quite honestly. So yeah, I do feel this helps. Anyway, so in this episode, we're going to touch on 5 or 6 quick points, and I'll try to be as succinct as possible so I don't keep you here too long. So let's start with this. Putin setting up a shadow government in America. Yep. I truly feel like Trump is just a useful idiot, and Putin is pulling the strings for sure, but he's got Elon Musk doing his actual work over here, while Trump just gets out there and gaslights and golfs. The G&G president gaslighting and golfing. All right, so Putin has the head Dogebag operating all of this over here in this country, right? Here's the thing, and I've said this a couple times already on a couple different videos, and it bears repeating for sure. I still believe that this regime will get us into a world war in which, and it usually works this way anyway. That part's an easy one for him to pull off, but believe it or not, which I still can't believe after what I'm about to say, but we'll have to rally around him as a country, and it'll stay that regime, whether Trump's dead or alive. They're hoping for indefinitely. That's the long game, you know. So they'll have to strategize during that time period that the country rallies around that regime. They'll have to strategize how to eliminate voting most palatably for the Americans. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. But that's going to happen. The war is going to happen. The elimination of voting is going to happen. The shadow government is going to happen. That's all good stuff. Very uplifting. Very, very positive news. Wonder how I have a hard time holding it in. Well, Utah. For starters, let's start at Utah. In Utah, just because it's in the news. Utah wants to ban the raising of the pride flag in any public institutions in the state of Utah. How do you like them apples, huh? Okay, it gets better. They want to allow Nazi flags to be flown. That's in the news about Utah, the state of Utah. And of course, Confederate flags, because they were a big part of the South uprising, weren't they? Utah. So the head Dogebag does the Sieg Heil salute a couple times at a rally in Washington right after the inauguration. And doesn't try to explain it at all. Just a couple quick jokes, and that's it. That's it. Doesn't come out and say, "Listen, I didn't mean to do that. My heart goes out to the group, and that's all I was trying to express." And it didn't connect. I'm a little weird when I get on stage, and I'm a little nervous. Whatever it is, none of that fucking shit happened. Just the jokes, the Nazi jokes on Black X. All right, so it's coming, folks. And I do have to wonder if there's anything that'll happen that will open your eyes. Just Google that. Just Google the state of Utah, news in Utah, flag news in Utah. That's it. Be generic. I mean, your device that you Google information on is going to inevitably lean in the direction that you lean politically because of the algorithms. That's natural. All I ask is for you to scroll down, maybe not on the first page, maybe not on the second page, but you'll find some credible outlets out there that will tell you the truth about what's going on in Utah with their flags. If you just Google, flag news in Utah, that's it. That's all you got to do. All right. What else we got going on? So we got the flag news in Utah, which is awesome. It's awesome stuff. So here's what I've come to realize and been able to just recently articulate without losing my mind. Trump and the MAGA movement, if you will, stand for the following: hate, right at the top of the list; anger, the blame game, name calling, aggressive verbal assaults, plenty of evidence of physical assaults out there as well, i.e. Pizzagate, which led to the AK-47 showing up at the fucking pizza joint in Washington. I mean, really, guys. Allowing felons to break the law in service of that Trumpster fire. So he let out over 150 violent felons from prison on his first day of work through executive order, disregarding the police that killed, the police that were harmed, how many people are affected the rest of their lives by this incident. Disregarding all of that, you let them out. So that just that's a dog whistle to a lot of his, militia that he's gathering up, the Oath Keepers and the Truth Keepers and the Truth Liars and the whatever else they are out there. All of them. They're going to gather and rally around Trump and do his dirty work that colors outside the lines of the law. Obvious outside lines of the law. Because it's pretty clear at this point he doesn't really give a shit about what it looks like. And what really is so frustrating is neither does his followers. Now I say that knowing pretty well that they're not getting the same information that we're getting, or I'm trying to show you, or I'm trying to get you to look up on your own, please. They're not getting that information. So part of me wants to cut them some slack on that one, and part of me wants to say you have agent over your own critical thinking. You decide what you think is right and wrong, separate and apart from your husband or your neighbors or anybody else, really. You got to look at all the facts and see what's right and wrong. If you are on Fox and you hear this bullshit propaganda about Trump's done so many things in his first X amount of days, his first 4 weeks, whatever it might be, and he's done X, Y, and Z, and they list off a bunch of bullshit. That's all it is bullshit. When you see these press conferences, and you can see them on YouTube where you can pause them so you have time to write down the information. But write down the information. If you hear them saying that on Fox, Trump's done X, Y, and Z, look it up for yourself. Just write it down so you have notes. And don't look up Fox says. Look up, did this happen? Did this happen? You'll find out if it happened, and if it did, to the extent at which it happened. You'll find out everything you need to know. It's all in there. That's what's so frustrating to me. That's what's so frustrating to me. I don't get how you don't. I mean, you can find this information, even if you like watching Fox, because all your friends watch Fox and you want something to talk to them about. God bless you. Have at it. But look up the information after, dummy. Don't just don't take somebody saying, we've been transparent as being transparent. That's not fucking even close to transparent. Transparent is a fucking report on what I found, why I think I found it, what I think I can do to resolve it. That's transparency. Do me a favor, Google the word transparency. What the fuck? Sorry. So, yeah, allowing the Trumpster fire to go ahead and break the law with his militia groups. Prejudice against anyone not a hetero white. And I say that to you as a hetero white. But the fact of the matter is, the scales heavily lean already towards hetero white males. I guess you should really probably qualify that. Yeah, white males. It certainly skews heavily in that favor, and I know that part of transparency would be giving you facts, giving you numbers and such, which you don't get on your news channels. And if you do, please look them up. Please look them up. You'll find out we're not sending $5 million in condoms to Gaza. I mean, that's an outright lie. Come on. That's DQ in and of itself. You're all done being my president after that. We replace every fucking Republican with a Democrat in the House and Senate in 2 years. All right. So some numbers. In 2024, women in leadership roles across the board in industry was 10%. All right, that's in 2024. 10% of the women had leadership roles in our country. In 2010, it was 2%. So if you think 10% is the best we're going to do, so we should do away with DEI, you're only kidding yourself, man. You're only fooling yourself, dude. You're only lying to yourself. In 2024, CEOs of color were less than 14% of all CEOs in the country. 2% of those 14% were black. You think that's the best we can do with DEI? You think that's a fucking fair playing field? Shame on you, man. Shame on you. That's MAGA's, that's their claim to DEI's the answer to all our ills, all our problems. Everybody knows if you were born, oh my God, with half a brain. If you were born with half a brain, you know that FAA wasn't putting folks with intellectual challenges in the fucking towers as part of a DEI program, you dumb fuck. There is so much actual technical training and education that goes on for that position, those positions. Yes, I bet the field is probably pretty fierce. I bet you it's competitive, but it's not that. It's not down to fucking DEI hires, dude. It's not. It's not. And DEI is only supposed to be a percentage, and it can be a lot or a little, depending on how many folks you interview for a specific position or positions. But it's a very low rate that you have to meet. And every one of that pool that you chose to interview and call back for a second are supposed to be qualified educationally and technically with the skills. I mean, they can't just, but you got to know that, right? I mean, that's common sense. You've been out in the workforce before, right? You've seen how it's like to be hired and hire people maybe. And I mean, what the fuck? They put that bullshit out there like they're eating the cats and dogs in Ohio, and you guys fucking ate it up again? Are you serious? You realize that he's already fired 600 FAA employees and replaced them with folks that work for X spacecraft or whatever the fuck he's calling that goddamn X little dick fucking ship company that he has. My God. How dare you guys? How dare you guys? Shame on you. You know that. That shouldn't be something I have to explain. That's not something I have to explain. I know that. All right. What else do we have in the docket? Number 4. Yeah. Every single detail that MAGA points to, every detail about MAGA that they point out leads to the fact that it's actually a Nazi following, really, a Nazi movement in this country. Again, part of Putin's shadow government efforts. And he's got Elon out there at the Nazi rallies in Germany, of all places, let alone the Nazi rallies that he's had here. They just replaced the swastika with a red hat. That's got to be something that's obvious, no? No? All right. Why didn't the Republicans in the Senate and the House do something to stop this? We were being good Germans. That's what the Germans said after the World War II ended. They never thought he'd go all the way. Yeah, we saw the night of broken glass where they went in and took all of the Jewish people out of their own homes. We saw them put them into specific ghettos, they called them actual ghettos. We saw how much building was going on, building these fucking work camps around the country. But we never thought he'd go as far as to killing them. Yeah, we saw that we were installing gas chambers. We weren't sure what that was for. We didn't think he'd go all the way. There's no way he would, right? Look what the fuck happened, you fucking morons. And we're about to let it happen again. And if you think I'm just being hyperbolic or the sky is falling, Chicken Little, whatever, I'm not, man. It's not impossible. And if you think it's impossible, you have not been paying attention and you have no sense of history. None. There's no way you could have any sense of history in what's happened in this fucking on this planet and still be okay with what's going on. He comes right out and talks about the cleansing, moving those folks out of Gaza. I mean, now he wants to go to another country, take the folks out of that country and put them elsewhere. We're not going to say ghettos, at least not yet, but put them elsewhere. What are we waiting for, guys? What the fuck are we waiting for? Okay. See if I can get out of here without another rant. It's really easy to make fun of a lot of this stuff and find little jokes and quips and funny turns of phrases and such. It lends itself to that very easily. But no laughing matter, fact of the matter. I mean, I guess for me, anyway, it comes down to, laugh or cry. But, yeah. I'm trying to adapt the attitude where I'm doing what I can do. I'm talking to as many people as I can. I'm trying to get the word out. I'm also relieving myself of a little stress by doing this. So there's some self-serving there for sure. But, a lot of it is just for trying to get the word out there, guys. So I'm trying to adapt the attitude where, just sit back and grab my popcorn and watch. It's tough to do. It is tough to do, though, when you know people personally that are going to be affected by these upcoming changes to Social Security and all the different plans, health insurance. I mean, my God, we're in trouble, guys. Flag upside down, nation in need, trouble. Hey, join me again for some more uplifting news, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.